All right, guys, I'll start it off. We're all Netflix watchers, and I thought, well, I'm going to check out Beverly Hills Cop Axel
Oh,
F with
yeah.
Eddie Murphy. A
Shot in Detroit, right? Or
lot of the Detroit shots were pretty good in the movie. I,
okay.
I would say for a Netflix movie, it was okay. It was
Okay.
all right. I wouldn't have wanted to pay money to go to the theater to watch it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of rehashing, a lot of nostalgia because a lot of the original cast and crew are all in the movie. And Eddie
Okay.
Murphy, you can watch him in about anything, and he's going to be good in it.
Yeah.
But I would probably give Beverly Hills Cop probably 2.4 on the 3-point scale.
What was the scene? Was there a scene at a Red Wings game? Because I remember
Yeah.
a couple years ago we were working and they're like, we can't go in this section. We had
Yep.
to move our set because they were shooting a scene. Is that a big part of the movie or not really?
Nah, it was a part of the movie, but you know how they edit in movies. I mean, it maybe had a 5 or 10-second scene was about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have Netflix and you're an Eddie Murphy fan and like the original Beverly Hills Cops, check it out. I would say,
Believe it or not, I actually do like those movies.
Yeah.
That trope has been used. Maybe I'm having deja vu. Maybe we talk about this. That trope has been reused so many times. Kind of the fish out of water. Will Smith, Men in Black. What's his name? Axel Foley in
Right.
this.
Yeah.
It's a great trope that I always can relate and appreciate.
Yeah, I never got into those movies, but like you said, Eddie Murphy's good. So
Men in Black?
No. Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh,
Men in Black, I liked a lot.
Yeah.
The best. This is a bit of a tangent, but the best scene in Men in Black is like the job interview that Will Smith goes through. All these guys are wearing West Point cadet suits, and he's like wearing like baggy sweats and like I don't even remember what he's wearing, but it's still like perfect. I love that scene.
So anyway, that's my review on Beverly Hills Cop. Watch it if you have Netflix and you like that genre. And I will say the music was really good. They almost replayed all the music from the first ones. Bob Seger was in it and the others, so it was good. I had one other show we've been watching that really kind of watched it because of my wife. She's a big Gene Smart fan from Designing Women. You probably don't even remember the name of that show. No. It's from the 80s. But anyway, it's a generational comedy, so it kind of fits into our podcast. She plays this elderly comedian, kind of like Joan Rivers, and then this young girl comes under and does writing for her, and it's a series. And it's called Hacks. It's on Max. It's really, really good. I mean,
okay,
I'd give it 3 thumbs up for the 3-point scale. It's funny. It's got a really great plot, great acting, and the writing's phenomenal. So if you get a chance, watch Hacks.
Is it fiction? Or is it based on a true story or anything?
Like I said, she plays kind of a Joan Rivers character, with the whole QVC twist. And, she has a Las Vegas residency, and Happy Gilmore's foe in golf. Who was that guy? What's Yeah, he was in it. He was the owner of the casino that she was headlining at. It's fiction, but it's kind of based on reality.
Okay.
So yeah,
interesting.
And we've watched almost all of 3 seasons of it, and they've signed up for a 4th. So we'll be definitely checking that out.
I got one real quick. And we've talked about it. House of the Dragon. Ted, I know you said you're waiting until it all drops.
I was going to ask you about it.
It's time to jump in.
Okay.
Episode 4 of 8 just happened.
Okay.
It's one of the top tier Game of Thrones episodes. I mean, the number one that I always say is Battle of the Bastards with Jon Snow. Everything that went into that episode. The one scene where he's taking on, 500 horse riders. It's the coolest scene maybe in television history. Nobody will ever be as cool as him in that shot. This episode is right up there with that one. This show, Game of Thrones ran out of steam at the end. One, it was too bloated. 8 seasons. I think this one's going to be right around 4 seasons, I think. Yep. The perfect length. The pacing to the show is so much better. I think I've always said I like it better than Game of Thrones. The story has already been written, but really what blows me away, George R.R. Martin, what a just like visionary. This world he built it's like mind-boggling. It's everything you love about that time period without kind of the BS that you would have had to deal with. It's the perfect mix of fantasy and just everything about it. It blows you away. Every Sunday night at 9 p.m. you are in Westeros, and until 10 o'clock comes around, you're locked in. This most recent episode was so good. I've listened to like 2 podcasts about it today. I can't get enough of it. It's time to officially jump back in because we're in for a hell of a ride these last 4 episodes of this season. I don't want to spoil anything, but it was elite television. It's the best show going right now. No argument.
All right, I'm back in then.
I forget what you guys say. For House of Dragon, would you have had to have watched Game of
No.
Thrones?
No.
And
It's so good.
We're currently on season what of House of Dragon?
2,
Two.
like 12
All right.
episodes. No, I get
Maybe-
Matt. You're only hurting yourself by not jumping into it. Like that's really no. Like I'm telling you, it's the best thing on television. It's like a movie every Sunday. I don't know how they do it. This battle that just took place at Rook's Rest is the name of the castle that they fight at. I don't know how they accomplish it, man. It's you're at Rook's Rest. You're watching it.
The production value is really good. That's for sure.
No, I'd be interested in, especially since you don't have to have seen Game of Thrones, because I'm not about to go back and watch 8 seasons, 8 seasons of Game of Thrones. That's not happening. So if I could pick up 2 seasons and be in on this one, that may happen. We'll see. But yeah, I'll be curious on your guys' reviews. I know what Jared's are going to be.
Right.
I know, Ted, you're all about that show too, so I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.
I'm going to start watching it. Yep, for sure.
Yeah. Did you guys? So one thing I was going to bring up, I saw that. I don't know if we've ever talked about this during Tedertainment Tonight, but a big time show. I'd be curious if Jared, if you ever went back and watched it, because it was out. You were a little young when it was out, but Lost is now on Netflix, and it was a big deal. I saw a bunch of people tweeting about it, and whatever, posting stuff about Lost being on Netflix and wanting to go back and rewatch it. Ted, did you watch it when that was out, or Jared, have you ever gone back and watched it?
I watched every episode in the first run. Yeah. It was good.
It obviously tailed off hardcore, obviously. But I mean, those first 3-4 seasons, especially that first season, it's perfect.
Oh, yeah. So you have watched it.
I love it. I've been getting flooded with the they've been targeting me on Twitter, man.
Yeah.
The Lost stuff. Yeah. So no, I know it's back on Netflix. I won't rewatch it. I just rewatched it maybe 2-3 years ago, but it's a great show if you've never seen it.
So because you have rewatched it. I was going to ask, would you guys go back and rewatch it? Because that was so long ago, 15 years ago or whatever that I watched it. I was like, man, it'd almost be like watching a whole new show again, because there's probably so much that I forgot, and I did like it so much when I was watching it. But again, I don't know if I would go back and rewatch the whole series. Am I going to do that? But it was one of my favorite shows. It was one show. I mean, you guys know from hearing me during Tedertainment Tonight, I don't watch a ton of stuff like appointment television type thing, but that was definitely when each episode of Lost came out, we were like, we're getting into our TV. We're watching Lost.
Yeah.
I mean, that was before streaming, and like I feel like TiVo wasn't even really a thing. So like you kind of had to sit there and watch it. So
I'll probably give season 1 a go. The only reason I'd hesitate to try to watch the whole thing is part of the allure of that show was all the surprises, that they caught you with. And when you already know what's going to happen, I don't know how it will play out.
I bet you there's a bunch of stuff you forgot though. So you might start to watch and be like, oh yeah, and then it'll come back. But
like flat out, just some of the characters in that show are S tier characters.
Yeah.
John Locke. They made him dumb. His plot turned very dumb.
Yeah.
But him, the first few seasons, when he gets on this island, now he's able to walk again. You hear his whole backstory. He was an elite character. Saeed, an elite character. Sawyer.
Sawyer was great.
Why am I blank? Jack is great.
Oh, yeah,
There's so many characters. My favorite, a couple of my favorites. Charlie's a great character. He actually has a great character arc throughout. But Desmond is probably my favorite. When I was a kid, I loved Desmond. He was another one of my key guys. But in terms of characters and how they wrote those guys, I don't know what type of class you'd have taken in college to learn more about how they built those people. But it's just so good, man.
Yeah,
it really was. All right, guys, I think we did it. I think we got another one in the can. Thanks to the Memorial Healthcare's Wellness Center. Join the Wellness Run Club, headed up by Rachel Smith and Ben Jacobs. A great way to get in shape. Get ready for that second annual Go Blue, Go Green 5K on October 5th. That'll be here before you know it. Get details at memorialhealthcare.org. Also want to thank our other partners, ALS Association of Michigan, AZ Branding Solutions, Detroit Jerky, Jacobs Insurance Agency, Corey Shook and Associates Real Estate Services, Nelson House Funeral Homes, Rivals Tap House and Grill, Shiawassee County Fair, and Success Group Mortgage and Servicing. Also want to remind you that Chi-Town has another big show coming up. That's on Saturday, July 13th, a big 200-year celebration in Byron, and they're expecting a huge turnout for that. So go over to Byron this upcoming weekend. Check out the boys from Chi-Town. That'll do it.
Cool.
Peace and love, everybody. Be kind. Thanks for listening.